Hi everybody, it's Julie here and I'm back with a new project using the Page Evans Take Me Away paper pad. This time we're going to make a little traveler's notebook insert. I'm going to make it sort of junk journal style, and here I'm just going to show you really quickly the finished project, and I thought I was going to show you before just to get an idea of what I'm going to make. So I have done a traveler's notebook insert before in this series. But that was more like a mini album. I had a specific plan with it. I also showed how I put it together, added the photos and journaling and all of that kind of stuff. That was more of a mini album in this format. Now I want to show you how you can use the paper pad and whatever else you have on hand to make a really fun insert to do other stuff with. Really. So what I've done here is I went to my paper pad and I pulled out the papers that I wanted to use. What I'm going to do now is, this is how I make my traveler's notebook inserts, okay? So I cut them down so that the height of them is 21 centimeters. Now, I'm not going to try to make that out in inches because I do not understand inches one bit if it's not like full inch. But all these eighths and thirds and whatever else, I'm like, no. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to go through and look what I have. So I'm pulling out doilies, I have some page protectors, also going to use a paper bag and this card base because it's gold and it's really pretty. So that is, but you can add in other stuff. I mean, you can add in vintage book papers, you can add in like just normal quote-unquote papers, like lined paper. You can add in fabric and lace and all kind of stuff. So I'm going to start working on my cover, and I decided to use this, it's sort of like a flower cross stitch look to it, and I thought it was really pretty, and I decided to do some Page Evan style here and stitch on my front cover. And this design has these sort of cross stitch already, so it looks like someone has sewn onto them. So I'm just going to take this is a mouse pad, and I'm just going to take a needle. It's a bit like a thicker needle when I point through all of the holes. It took forever. Stitching this piece took forever, but I'm super happy with the result. And before you saw me, I'm scored down at the 11 centimeter mark, and that's just so I know where the fold line is going to be. So I'm just going to stitch on the front of this cover, not on the back. So I cut out, and here you can see how it looks. I'm super happy with it. It's really, really pretty, but like I said, it took forever. Okay, so now to assemble the book. So first I thought I really want to have this paper in my book, and I tried to make it work, and then I like, no, it's not going to happen. So all of the papers are 21 centimeters high. Now I'm going to score them. So they are about, I'm going to score them like at 13 centimeters. It sort of depends on where I want the fold line. And I don't score them at 11 because I know I'm going to fold these together and then I'm going to cut them. And to get the best result possible, this is the way I have found to make it work. But if you have another thing you can do, go right ahead and do that. But I have made a lot of traveler's notebook inserts, and I found this is the best way. So don't cut them down so they are 11 cent or like so they are 22 centimeters wide. That in theory makes it good because they're 11 on each side, but when you put so much stuff into this book, you will get that so they're not going to line up at the end. So this is the easiest way for me anyway. So now I'm going to pull it all together, and I'm going to mix the papers with the page protectors and the doily and the papers and all of that. And ta-da! So the big pocket page is going to be in the middle. Just going to make sure they line up all good. And yeah, I think I might not actually, yeah, okay. I just slowed down the video so you're really going to see here. So I have quite a lot of, I have a few other videos here on my channel where I show how I put my traveler's notebook together, but I really want to slow down so you can see, because I get a lot of questions on how I do it. So this is how I do it. I line it all up and I have put a paper clip in. Now I have made this template just to make it easier on myself, but you don't have to. This template is, what I do is I take 21 centimeters and then I have made a mark in the middle and then 1 inch out of that. So that's the measurements, but you don't have to do that. You can do whatever measurements you want. I just found it really easy. Here I have a really sharp awl that I point through, and I'm not in focus, I'm sorry. But yeah, be careful because it's sharp. But now, like I said, this is my way and I like to stitch, partly because I like to do it. I really think it's fun. I know that my book is going to keep together because I'm stitching it, but if you don't want to stitch, you can, I think, some use the sewing machine. My sewing machine would never do this for me. We are not that close friends. You can also use a long arm stapler. Now, in my experience, doing these kind of chunky books, you never keep, but you can try. So yeah, but like I said, this is my way. So what I'm doing here is, I think it's called a saddle stitch. So you go up and down from the center, and then when you reach the end, you go back. So really simple stitching, and because, I mean, I know this is going to keep. So I'm going to do that, and I'm just using regular embroidery floss like I've used on the front of the page. If you're going to use something thinner, like just regular sewing thread, I would recommend like folding it a few times just to get like, yeah, you know, a good strong securement here. I think the best would use like those sort of waxed threads, but I don't have that. I have a lot of embroidery thread and they're really pretty, so that's what I'm doing. So we are almost done here, and that is it. So you can see it's really simple. This is the simple part of the book, I think, anyway. The more technical or more hard part is actually to come, and that's when we're going to make this book a book. We're going to chop off the edges. So here I'm just making a little knot. It's going to hang down there a bit. So, yeah, the inside is not pretty. We're going to fix that. And what I did is I'm just going to take some glue here, multi-matte medium. No, glossy accent. Ooh, fancy. And I'm just going to take the first page and line that on top. And that's just because the inside wasn't very pretty. So yeah, so like you can see now, one part of the book is sort of like the right measurements, and the other part is a lot bigger. And I'm just going to do that on the other side too. So I think this is where it gets a bit tricky, because here is where you can get a really good, great sort of quote-unquote professional look, and you can also make it look really, really weird when you cut off the excess of the pages. And this is why I tell you not, because I have got so many comments saying you should just cut it down right away, and you're fine to do that. I'm not going to tell you not to. But for me, I know I'm going to get a good sharp look if I do it this way. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take a knife and know that my cover is 11 centimeters wide, and I'm going to start cutting. And this makes sure that all the pages are straight down. I'm not going to have any like rounded edges or anything. I'm just going to have a nice clean look. And the best result here is use a metal ruler so you won't cut yourself or cut into the ruler. I have a really sharp blade, so I use these breakaway blades. So I break away very, very often, and then go slow. Go really, really slow. I think that's the best result I can tip I can give you, is just go slow. Go slow, slow. Imagine that you're cutting one page per time. I'm going to fix that page later. That is, you're going to get the best, sharpest result. So anyway, here we have the finished little book. I have not started this book yet. I have a few pages left in my other journal that I'm keeping right now, but this is going to be the one I'm starting on next. So yeah, here you're going to see it again up close. Really happy with my stitching, even though it took a long time. I glued the pages together here in the front, you can see, and then we have some pocket pages. They're really fun. And then we have a bag. I should really cut that open so I can use it. But yeah, so what I really like about this and is that the papers are a good weight. I have sort of a quote-unquote ready page to start with. The other page is blank, but that's really great to have for journaling. Here you can see I've fused the page together, so it's all good. So yeah, that is how I made this traveler's notebook insert sort of junk journal style. I really like it. Looking forward to start using it now here in the autumn that is coming. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have liked this video, and if you give it a try or if you make your own traveler's notebook inserts, I would love to hear how you do it.